All right, so welcome everybody. Okay, so thank you for being with us. As we're able to see that we have a great cross section of people, some of them who are young by a couple of decades, and some of them who are young by a couple of years. All right, and this is going to be a very, very interesting kind of a conversation today. As you all know, and in case you don't know, this day is celebrated as the Social Business Day. Okay, this is a new concept. So today I was speaking to Satya ji, and he was saying it's a very new concept, been there just for 12 years. All right. So he will speak a little bit more about why are we celebrating a Social Business Day and how come social and business are together. I think that's a little bit, so there needs to be a lot of awareness about it. And today we're dedicating this time for that. Thank you for taking time out. We're expecting our guest of honor to join us pretty soon. Before that, I will ask Gupta ji to please start. He'll address us. He also has a presentation which he will take us through so that a lot of clarity emerges for us. All right, so let us put a big round of applause for him.
Yeah, thank you, Atul ji, and let me wish all of you a very happy World Social Business Day. This is the 12th in its series. In India, it is only the second one. Last one also we had celebrated last year, and due to COVID, it was also web-based. Today also it is more like web-based, but a sort of hybrid. We have dared to come to our office of our Digigaon Job Factory Foundation, which is a Section 8 company, and I'll be delivering more about that. So as most of you will be speaking today, in fact, even if you are not listed. So to start with, I have to go what is a social business actually, and that is the theme of today. In fact, a lot of messages I'm getting, a lot of them are telling I'm hearing the term first time. So what it actually means, is it too new? So this is the 12th year of Social Business Day, and as per Professor Mohammad Yunus, who is a Nobel laureate and is my mentor also, the father of microcredit, father of Grameen Phone, and father of Grameen Bank. He had coined the term actually. He had coined the term. As per him, a business whose objective is to solve social, economic, and environmental issues facing the humankind. That is the starting point of a social business. You have to solve a problem which not only social, it can be economic also, it can be environmental also, and it is guided by the UN 17 SDG goals. You can go back please again. SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, where India is a signatory. By 2030, the 17 things have to happen. I'll be going to that. And in a manner, responsibly manner. Normally, such problems are solved by whom? These are solved by the philanthropists, by the charities, but not with responsibility or not with accountability. These people just give the money and to want to solve the problem, but as a charity. And these problems can never be solved by charity alone because there is no accountability. The money given to a charity has not to be accounted for. It can go down the drain. It can be spent on something which was not relevant, and nobody measures the output or impact. That is the problem of a charity. Very, very inefficient way of solving a problem. That is why this term was coined social business. And as it is showing, solving a social problem as business. Because when you do something as a business, you act professionally, you act efficiently, you act responsibly, and you are accountable to something. And your outcome is measurable. That is what happens in a business. So we are clubbing both. So in a business manner, not as a charity, for our finance guy, this term is also called ESG. This is a sector of finance which stands for environment, social, governance. And now what are the main characteristics? That is the starting point. A business whose primary aim is to solve a problem, solve a social problem. Otherwise, what is the aim of a business? Aim of a business is always to make profit for the shareholders. This was taught to us when we were students. Professor Philip Kotler, the definition of business was making profit. That is what you call dhanda in Gujarat. That is what you call rokda in Marwadi. That is what every businessman wants, actually, the profit. That was the straightforward definition of business. Here, it does not basically prevent the profit. Only thing is there is reversal of priorities. The first priority is to solve a social problem, but it has to be financially self-sustaining. Normally, a charity is never self-sustaining financially. Every year it needs money. Any charity, it does not generate any fund. So they are not self-sustaining. Whereas a social business, though it has to solve a problem, but as a business, that means it has to be financially self-sustaining, and whose owners are not to be paid dividend or profit. So their capital is protected and returnable, but they don't get dividend. What they get in return, they get a satisfaction to having solved a problem, to given to the society, to help the society. That is also called impact. They feel very happy. I made some impact. My money, I made some impact. And my money have not gone down the drain. It is still there. I can take it back. So that is the characteristic of a social business. So just to make it more clear, what it is not. A social business is not a government funded project. So you cannot say, okay, I want to solve this social problem, but I want fund from government. So it's not a government funded project. Neither it's an NGO. NGO is a charity. NGO is a problem solving institution, but without any accountability or responsibility. And that is why they are very, very inefficient. Their impact is never measurable. Neither it is a charity. Charity means you just give it and forget. What has happened to your money, neither you are bothered, and those who have taken that money, they are also not bothered to show what they have done with the money. That is the status of charity. And neither it's a startup, not a risky enterprise. Startups are different. In startup also, the motive is profit. You may get it after 20 years, that is another thing. But motive is to increase the value or the wealth of the shareholders, which is not the case in social business. Then where is the money? I'm telling you, you cannot get it from government. So from where the money comes for a social business? And that is the main thing here for learning for all of you who really want to know what is social business and want to try your hands in a social business. The starting point of money is called bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is a term which is used in many entrepreneurs. Start with your own. First, you put your own money, your own skin in the game. So in the enterprise language, it is called F and F and F. F means family. So first you start with your own money or your family money. Then you go to your friends, take something from them. And then you go to third. And this is also, though it will look a joke, this third F means fool. But it is a economic term. It is an empirical term. friends, family, and fools. The fools are those who believe in you, actually. Because as you know, most of them are fool, those who do the social business kind of thing, but that is a official term for such people, skin in the game. And then you can always go to what is called CSR funds. For CSR funds, our other speaker, Manish ji, will also be talking more in detail. You need a Section 8 company for that. Yeah. So incidentally, our guest of honor, Mr. Yadav ji, is also there, but we'll continue and his term will come in the end. So the Section 8 company you have to form, which used to be Section 25, tax exempted, grants are there. Then there are MP-led funds, MLA funds, grants, impact equity is there, that ESG, Mudra, SIDBI, Stand Up India loans. And then there is crowdsourcing. And you can even go for social IPO. That is a term I have coined. Nowhere in the world have happened a social IPO. So I want to dare to create a business, a social business first, which we have already made a beginning. And then end game of any business is IPO. So I want to take this, my own business, to a social IPO. That is also called crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing means you just get money from here and there from anybody on the road. And the money can be 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, lakhs of rupees. That is what is crowdsourcing. It can be done through a social IPO. At the moment, nobody are there to do that. We have the normal IPO every day you are seeing, and people have become unicorn. You have MSME IPOs now. That is a country have on NSC, on BSC also. If you have a small business, you can also have your own IPO. But social IPO is something will be unique. The law yet to come in India to permit that, but someday it will be permitted. So that is about the social business. Now I want to go, because time is running out. I'll take 5 minutes more to explain my other concept, but this was about social business. So, yeah. Now, this is what I was telling about those 17 goals actually. So there is a project, our Digigaon Job Factory Foundation is doing a project called PM Vani. PM Vani is Pradhan Mantri Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. It's a great project of the government, which have the name of Prime Minister in this. And that is for connecting the unconnected, taking broadband to everyone actually. And the out of 17 goals which are listed, social goals, 12 goals can be handled or impacted by this SDG. So I'll not go much in details about these goals. And this is about digital India. I'll skip that. And this is where this PM Money framework of government is very important. It was approved only last year with the intervention of Prime Minister. Before that, NDCP, National Digital Communication Policy, had come 3 years back. So both these things put together, there is an opportunity to create 3 million, which is 30 lakhs hotspots in rural and urban area. So there are two parts of NDCP. One is called NagarNet. NagarNet is establishing 1 million public Wi-Fi hotspots in urban. So I'm not interested in that. And the second one is Jan Wi-Fi. Jan Wi-Fi is established 2 million Wi-Fi hotspot in rural area. That is what we want to capture actually. At the moment, the country only have 500,000. That means 5 lakhs hotspots. Whereas as per policy target, we should have had 50 lakhs by 2020 and 1 crore by 2022. But we are only 5 lakhs. So there is a big opportunity, big untapped market is there, which will be captured. And this is that PM Vani PDO thing. I'll not go much in detail because I have to show some more thing about that. This is how it is done. And in the rural, when you talk, the digital divide, is still there. So this digital divide is between those who have the voice connection and not the data connection. So they are the connected people. So I call them connecting the connected people. They are connected with voice, but not with data. 95% of the population of the country is connected with voice. But when you talk of villages, only 40% of them are connected with data. 60% are still unconnected as far as data is concerned. And that is what. And surprisingly, that 5% what I mentioned, 35,000 villages don't even have voice connection. Can you believe it? We are having 2 SIMs, all that, so many operators, tally density more than 100%. But 35,000 of our villages don't have even voice. And data, I've already told 60% villages don't have data connection. So there is a missing link of the last mile. A lot of things can be done, and this PM Vani is a great thing. So about this company, because that is related to social business, who is running this program today, Digigaon Job Factory Foundation. It's a social enterprise created as Section 8 company. Earlier, it used to be Section 25. With that, we have also taken ATG registration with income tax 12A, and also MCA registration. MCA registration is Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Registration is required so that you can leverage CSR funding, you can leverage ESG funding. Our vision is to convert unemployed rural folks into entrepreneurs, village level entrepreneurs, through use of ICTG. Wi-Fi is just one of them. And mission is to establish a social enterprise platform with potential of creating 1 million rural jobs, 10 lakhs rural jobs, or self-employment opportunities at grassroots level by capacity building, that is the training part of it, and setting up of Wi-Fi hotspots. So that is what we want to do through this. And the main problem, because every business, you have to solve a problem. And if you are solving a social problem, then you can call yourself a social business. As I mentioned, around 60% of 800 million rural population. That means 50 crore people of the country don't have a internet connection in 6 lakhs villages, and hence deprived of the ICT revolution of the modern society, what we have in urban. And then there is a unemployment and underemployment, especially for the capable women folks in the villages. There are some women in the villages who are 10+2. Some of them are even graduate, but there is no job for them. So they are doing their normal daily course, what you call, and they can be given job. And this project is like that. So this is the solution we are doing. So we may not go in much in detail because others also have to speak, but we have a solution, the cost efficient Wi-Fi based last mile solution we have provided under PM Vani, making use of existing infrastructure. Innovative business model is there. We have gone to not 3P. 3P is public-private partnership. That is a mantra these days. But we have gone to 5 Ps. 5 Ps stands for people, panchayat, public-private partnership. So we make man on the ground. One person from the village who is trained as a VLE, village level entrepreneur. Then we take panchayat also in our loop, the Gram Panchayat. And then what we do is multi-skilling, not just one skilling, it is multi-skilling. The little bit of ICT, little bit of computers, little bit of electrical, little bit of account and all that, so that the VLE actually becomes a self-sufficient entrepreneur. And business model innovation, though we have done a lot of innovation, we will not be going in much in details at this stage. So this is the principle I have adopted for this. The famous Archimedes principle, which we read in our college days, using multiplier effect of an idea whose time has come. So like Archimedes told, look at the world around you. With the slightest push at just the right place, it can be tipped. Like Archimedes have told, give me a road long enough, strong enough, and a wedge to place it, and I will move the earth. And it was theoretically possible also. The same thing is valid today for our village. So in a village, you just give me a road or a mast, long enough, strong enough, and it may be even a bamboo tree. It may be even a water tank. Some place I need just to put my Wi-Fi hotspots. And we can change the lifestyle of the rural folks using Archimedes principle. And I can go to this solution also, but not much detail. I call it everything on the tower or this mast. I just need a structure in a village. So I put everything there, which includes antenna, which includes long haul antenna, the access point antenna, the access point itself, the battery itself, the battery charger itself, the solar panel, everything can be put on the tower. So no need of any shelter, no need of any air conditioning, no need of any electric power, because whatever they say, every time I talk to a village, they say there is no power supply in the village, which is wrong. Actually, as per the record, our country have 100% electrification. That means each village have a grid power. Only problem is it is not available all the time. Like jokingly, I always use the term, power is available in every village at 24/7 basis. So they say, no, you are wrong. I told, no. What I mean by 24/7 is out of 24 hours, 7 hours it is available. Now it is actually 8 hours available now. But that time it was. And that is enough for me because I have a battery. I can charge it in those 8 hours when it is there. And then solar panels are there. Combination of battery, solar panel, and grid, if it is there. If it is not there, yes, it is not required. Still, it can be managed. So this is the design. We have everything made in India. No imported thing here. And you can cover the full village into a hotspot. So we were making meet of digital India, make in India, skill India, startup India. So a lot of things. And this is the potential. You can create so many jobs. Actually, as I mentioned, each village at least one job, and 3 villages together, one more job, and total jobs can be 1 million. So this is again thing, how you create the job. This is a syllabus which we don't have time, but we have coined this syllabus. We have also got it approved by the government. And if someone passes this syllabus, you just need 10+2 qualification. If you are 10+2, and in the villages, most of the children are 10+2, college dropouts. Most of the married women in a village are also 10+2. So they can be trained like this. And this is equated by the government to a ITI certificate. If you do this job, and you can get loan also, you can feel that you have done some more education beyond 10+2. And then this is how this PM Vani is used here. And of course, there are a lot of things, a lot of challenges. It is easier said than done. So challenge is motivating private player to provide SLA-based backhaul connectivity to the PDOs. Like PDO are the public data office in rural areas on a revenue share basis. So that is a challenge. At least government telcos have started helping in, but private telcos are yet to come. So as per our vision of the Digigaon Job Factory Foundation, we plan to create 10,000 Wi-Fi access network in rural India, thus creating 10,000 BLEs, 10,000 jobs will be there, who in turn will create and manage 1 lakh PDO. Each VLE in a village will create 10 PDOs. This PDO is a equivalent of PCO. Earlier days, 30 years back, there used to be public call office, which used to be called STD PCO. Those were PCO. Now those STD PCOs are not required because everyone have a phone. But everyone does not have data or Wi-Fi. So for that, we have similar box called PDO. So if there is a PDO 50 meter or 100 meter around that, you get Wi-Fi signal. So I want to keep at 10 activity hotspots in the village. Activity hotspots will be your hospital, school, post office, some tuition shop, some ration shop, like that. About 10 can be identified, and all these 10 boxes will be kept there as PDO. Around that, a 100 meter of Wi-Fi will be available. So that is how it can be done. And this can be actually help to connect 20 lakhs unconnected folks only by this project. And then there can be equivalent projects within 3 years. And potential revenue generated on monthly basis is about 30,000 in the first year, every month. And with that, you can generate, if you do like these 10,000, so 360 crore in a annual basis, it can be generated. So that is the potential. And capex requirement, and that is very, very important to tell. And then I'll stop also after 2 minutes. Capex requirement is just INR 2 lakhs per village. 1 central hotspot and 10 PDO. Just 2 lakhs. In 2 lakhs, you see what you are doing in 2 lakhs. First, you are creating a job. Normally, a job creation by central government needs about 15 lakhs rupees, and that is also not guaranteed. Here in 2 lakhs rupees, you are creating a job, sustainable job. And while creating that job, also you create jobs. That is the multiplier effect, actually. And this is our team, of course. You will meet them gradually, and I don't want to spend much time on that. So I think, Atulji, I'll stop at this place because I just wanted to bring what I mean by social business and the example of social business and the opportunity for anyone to do, whosoever can be given or can have 20 lakhs rupees. He can start a social business based on this model, create 20 jobs, 10 jobs actually, and that is it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta. You've done a really awesome job. And just conceptualizing this itself, I think it's a big thing, right? I can sense that there are so many moving pieces here, moving blocks. And getting them together, documenting them together, and actually getting something which is functional, that is a great achievement.
Thank you.
So thank you, sir, for sharing this. I would take this opportunity to introduce our guest of honor for the day, Sri R.R. Yadav. He is a director with National Commission for Backward Classes. He has been an ITS officer for more than 20 years. So let us start with offering a bouquet to him.
Yeah.
So here, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all. It will get honor for me by Gupta sir and Sri Puri ji.
No, it is honor for us that you could make it despite of your busy schedule.
And as Gupta ji was saying that this is not just PPP, he was talking about 5 Ps.
Yes.
And I would add the 6th P to it.
Oh, yes.
And that P is the people.
Yes.
Because it is for the people, by the people, and of the people.
Yeah, but people is already there.
Yeah.
In 5P also.
Yeah. So let's take this conversation forward. Sir, may I please request you to share some of your learnings and how we can take this initiative further. Please, sir.
Dear colleagues, you have learned about Job Factory, everything on Wi-Fi, tower, and ruralness, technology-based social sector development, and social business also. This is the social business day. Definitely, social business day, the concept itself is a great concept that no one will, there is no profit maximization. Basic concept is not a profit maximization, but for everyone. Everyone should have their own earning, but should do for the social, not for self only. The business model is going to change till this existing business model will destroy the same, or you can say, destroy the civilization. So this is the basic concept. I think.
Yeah.
No, video. You please carry on.
Yeah.
Gupta ji, totally actually, first of all, I want to introduce myself beyond this 20 years experience, what I did and what we did here. The basic concept was I belong to rural, and the concept of ruralness with technology evolution is in my mind always. Because of this concept, the BharatNet or no phone, what you are saying, or Digital India, whatever the name you are giving, or concept you are giving, we are giving, this came from 2010-11. Now it is materialized. 3G, 4G has taken over. Otherwise, at that time, 2G services was there, and there was SMS service only. 3G introduced later on during that period. At that time, even the branding was that every call parties, instead of call parties busy, branding was that the calling line is busy. Now call party is busy. This is the definition I changed from the government side, and private I can say that was also growing at telecom sector. So the terminology from all lines are busy to replace by the calling party is busy. This is the, I can say, from that, then after what happened in every rural area, how we can leverage the technology. From technology comes from the urban to the rural. Whenever a technology comes from the urban to the rural, means highly educated, not knowing the ground reality and unknown about the rural area, they want to enter and family interface and little bit fail, then after one attempt, second attempt, they pass it. But if a technology is not a big technology, always technologist, whenever give a solution, they give a solution in such a way that operator, how can he operate it easily? So if operator can easily operate in the urban, operator in a rural can also operate it in the rural also. This is the basic concept. So instead of derive from the urban, forcing the manpower technology from the urban to the rural, the concept was adapt the rural and come to the urban. This was the basic concept. So technology can be evolved in rural area also. The job factory or whatever, everything in the tower. Who will manage this? Rural people, not urban people. If a person sitting in the tahsil or block level, he will go to attend the fault. That means one day, travel time, repair time, TADA, more expenses, and he will not willing to go also because he will not get water or everything is not known to him. But if a person appointed in the same village, having the acquainted knowledge, sufficient knowledge to operate that system, then it will be easily operated, easily repaired, easily successfully it can be run at that level. So this is the concept here. Employment come from the rural itself with the knowledge. 10 plus 2 people, more than sufficient. In India, especially in North India and South India, everywhere, every people is studying English medium, English words, and there is little bit 4, 5, 10 to 20 sentence or 10 to 20 words are common. That is useful for any technology, no more than that. And a person who is even not too much educated with the English medium, they can operate the system and communicate to their bosses. It is very easy. The concept of Digigaon, I can say, it is very good. And I can say that a model before that Digigaon, we have in 2006, 13-14, we have demonstrated in Rajasthan. And then after every village, nearly about many villages are having Wi-Fi based hotspot. And backbone, you know that backbone, every village is having now fiber based backbone. And their government has liberalized nearly 500 megahertz of bandwidth for 2.5G and 5G spectrum band for the Wi-Fi segment. Means huge resource, telecom resources, wireless resources is being allocated for the Wi-Fi. Now it has to materialize, mature. It will always be evergreen bandwidth. Means if you are having backhaul on OFC, or you are having backhaul on 3G or 4G or 5G or 6G, whatever G will come, but Wi-Fi will be universal. Means evergreen bandwidth is this one, evergreen technology is this one. It will sustain for change of backbone technology or access technology, but it will evergreen, it will be always available. This is the beauty of this one. Means this technology will sustain for longer time than other technology. Means if you are able to understand the technology, then you can operate irrespective of other technology are changing faster. I can say that even driverless car will come, everything will come, though these resources will be utilized for that services also in later on time. If like CNG petrol pump or like is growing everywhere countrywide, similarly where battery based charging is going countrywide, similar way this type of resources technology will give the feedback to their services also. In future 5G in 6G also, at that time when a car will come to your driverless car will come to your village, means 10 years 20 years, every time evergreen technology is there. Yes, this technology needs support, because one basic concept of before the support, I can say that infrastructure is challenging, because every village is not having a tower. Tower is a big concept, big infrastructure also, but we have to leverage the existing tower. Like tower can be used high-rise buildings, but it is rarely available in the village. 2 stories more than sufficient, more is there maximum. Yes, in nearly 4 to 5 lakh villages, there are government scheme for water tank. Earlier era, in 1960 to 2000, there was a MARR village we called MARR towers. Means nearly 15-meter height towers are there, a lot of villages for the purpose of telecom service provisions. I am the beneficiary of that tower at the time of my education in 95. When my elder brother come to that village, that tower location for communication, and from my engineering college, I called for day-to-day or as a wellness of the family members. That tower is now idle. That tower is having major potentials. Similarly, water tank is major potentials. Besides that, water tank and these towers, multi-story building is also useful. But one thing is clear, that job factory is a original job factory for the rural people. And today is the social business day. That means clearly a business for the people, social purposes. And for the rural, I can say exchange barter system was there. What can we say the name? Barter system. For the purpose of taxation. This is the barter system, they are not giving the tax. But in real term, what is this word? Exchange system means if you will get 1 liter of milk, I will give you 2 kg of potato or rice. This is the barter system, what we say. But this is the social business at that time. Means there is no, we are giving to them because you are not having something, you are giving to me, that is not with me. And we are both are happy. This is the called social. Means needs, minimum needs is met, then we work for the other social purposes. Other peoples also, that so that they cannot suffer from any such type of things. Nowadays, profit maximization, if you are not having anything, you have to either earn or you have to die. This is not there. So this is social. Means everyone should have at least minimum exchange of that. And we have to work for the others. So the telecom is one other thing, important thing, that it works for the other. I am having Wi-Fi. So I have to work for the other. Exchange. In the term of the exchange, what in the term of the exchange? Means if a driver is going, driverless car is going, so in the exchange, he will give a money and I will give him the spectrum, means Wi-Fi spectrum in that area. Driverless car will be registered system automatically. They are not in the simple way that please give me a Wi-Fi and I will drive my car. Means that there will be a system for that purpose. Wherever the sufficient bandwidth is not there for the operator, then tie-up will be there. Mechanism will be there. I am not saying that it is too much simple, just like explaining that. but mechanism will be there, and these resources will be shared with them. Gupta ji doing well, very good. First of all, always attractive, dynamic. Even on this age, inspirational for me. And I can say that it is not a chief guest for me, but he himself is a chief guest. We are only just like a follower to him. But you can't imagine that 3-4 books he has written. Prime Minister has apprised him, and the concept has been adopted countrywide. This is a big thing. And telecom is evolving. One of them evolution comes from the Gupta ji also, in terms of the some drafting, guiding, many things. This job factory is one of them. Is a big evolution if it will be implemented. But yes, definitely job factory is required funding, support, because rural people, first of all, they do not want to invest indirectly. So indirectly, we have to support them, how they can motivate them, and then definitely it is the killer project. Every student, imagine in the Corona period, telecom was the only survival for the everyone. Road transport was closed. So telecom was one side. For the student, telecom was the only the option. IT was the only option. And even now today, banking system has been converted as a telecom service. Nothing else. Number, data, and telecom connectivity. If you are sending, say 100 rupees, remove the word rupee. You are sending 100 point, and other is receiving 100 point. Only transaction from the bank, then you use the word terminology rupees. If a transaction from another person, you will turn the point. From another person, it will turn the another digital number. So this is a digital number transformation is there. Banking system has been changed now. So this is like a concept is everywhere. So always this is the going to improve the lifestyle of the rurals, and great job is being done by Satya Gupta sir, and all the wishes from my side to you all and to the this movement also. Thank you.
Thank you, Yadav sir.
Thank you, sir. So let's take our conversation further. Okay, so I take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Priyan Shah. Priyan, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. So Priyan, he is the CEO of an organization called OEPP Innovations. He is associated with a number of startups, and he's a mentor to them. When you look at him, you may not realize that he's doing such a great job. So I invite Priyan to come and share. And he will, like Yadavji was talking about, everything has been transformed into numbers, all right? Whether it is money, whether it is conversations, whether it is emotions, whether it is education. Priyan will take that conversation further and let us see what else has been converted into numbers and can be converted into numbers. Priyan, please.
So just a quick word in continuation of Mr. Yadav's word, that presently we are knowing that numbers or tokens, we are doing it in numbers. Soon it would be NFTs. Soon it would be blockchain technology. Okay. Soon our efforts would be taken up in noted in NFTs, and they would be rewarded even after 5 years, 10 years. When NFT is earned, it is in your blockchain, it would be encased. We don't know when. Likewise, I am seeing few examples in startup industry. Artisans are getting the NFTs for their work. NFT is just their fixed deposit. They don't know when that artist element is going to be sold. When it is resold, every time that artist would be getting his benefit or his work's effort. So next to come is NFT, blockchain, and finally, it would be encashed through Bitcoins and all the virtual currencies that are coming. So one of the vision or one of the future what Yadav sir was talking about, like we are in the generation of numbers, the next generation is of NFT. And I'm sure with Digigaon Job Factory in near future, we are able to do some work in NFT also, so that the real benefit of the owner, which the NFT is able to provide, can be taken up to the villages or to the societies, not in the they that are not presently in the first fast moving world part.
All right, Priyan, let us bring this conversation towards the social business.
Yeah.
How is this
Again,
going to impact the, because too much of NFTs, that'll kind of, as it is post-lunch kind of a scenario, many of them, and you are from a city where afternoon siesta is very important.
He's from Indore.
He's from Indore. I thought he's from Pune.
No, Indore.
So even
No,
Indore would not be too different.
It is mini Mumbai. Indore is called mini Mumbai.
Yeah, so Indore, it is time to go to Chapan Dukan, right?
okay.
All right.
So
Yeah.
again, I am associated with like Digigaon. I am a EIR from Head Start community in Digigaon. I am the helping and framing the helping Mr. Satya sir and the team to frame about how to go for financing, how to go about the capitals, and there are few versions that we came up with as a team. And to every listener, I am here. I wish to say that for any social venture like Satya sir is coming up with Digigaon, there is a real capex requirement. As Satya sir mentioned in the beginning of the session, it should not be intended for business. That capex should not be intended for business, but it should be intended for social benefit. And there are many multiple ways where we can engage this type of capital, like adoption of hardware in a village by HNIs, adopt a village or adapt a hardware in a village by HNIs, so that there some is doing some good for social benefit and they are getting some committed returns. That might not be profits, but yes, their return of their capital is committed. So we had been working around this type of model to ensure that startups like Digigaon are easy at their capex side, and every other OPEX side, it can be covered up by CSRs and all the grants that we are getting.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanji. Very good. And let me also reiterate to our learned audience that Mr. Priyan is our what is called EIR, that is a new term for entrepreneur in residence. So there is a project funded by Facebook where Digigaon Job Factory project is selected in the top 10 actually out of 82 entries. And now our team actually, and the Digigaon team which I had shown, like Manish, Jitendra, Priyanka, they are being mentored by them that how to make a business actually. And that is where Priyan is helping us. And thanks a lot, Priyan, for helping us and also for your these words of wisdom.
I'm always open.
Words of wisdom. And now, of course, let me also invite our other friends, the CA Manish Kumarji. Actually, he's a very efficient CA, chartered accountant, and he knows it all about the funding, financing, rules and regulation, that how a Section 8 company is formed and run, what other requirements are there for getting CSR funds, and what are post funding requirements of documentation, of compliances. And Manish ji, so can you please take the floor for next 10 minutes if possible, and tell to our audience all these things with a special reference to CSR based funding.
Please, Atul ji को आप बोलिए कि co-host कर दे so that I can share my slide.
Oh yes, yes. We will make. I think he has already done it. Co-host. Yeah, Monisha. Yeah, let me.
So good afternoon, everyone. So today we have to discuss about CSR and corporate funding, NGO under Section 8 company. So my request to everyone, जो भी आपके दिमाग में सवाल आता है, आप you can write on your notepad or you can put in chat box. So after 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever I have the time allotted to me, उसके बाद we can have the some question answer. Because ये जो this is the topic, this topic cannot be complete within the 10 minutes or 20 minutes. It will take at least 2 and 3 hours. Okay, but let me try to complete as much as possible in limited time. If you have any question, we can have some question and
Yeah, Manish ji, can you share it now or no?
नहीं, अभी मैं co-host आया ही नहीं हूँ सर, अभी co-host नहीं बना मैं.
अच्छा, ये we are trying. Let's just see.
आप अतुल जी आप एक काम करो ना.
Yeah, you please continue. We are trying. I think it.
Yeah, तो ये चीज है. Now यहाँ पर दो aspect है. There is a two aspect. One aspect is the corporate and another aspect is NGO. Okay, so.
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, thank you. Just give me 1 minute. My screen is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So in this PPT, we are seeing the CSR donation and you. So first of all, you have to create CSR and the charity goal. So we will discuss. So as I have discussed in this goal or in this concept, you have to understand there is a two entity. One is the corporate who has to give donation, and another entity is the NGO or you can say under Section 8 company or trust, जिनको पैसा लेना है और has to spend on some project. तो ये दो अलग अलग aspects है, उस पर हम बात करेंगे. सबसे पहला ये किस पर applicable है. We have to understand कि CSR जो कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये किस पर अप्लीकेबल है और क्यों अप्लीकेबल है. तो एक्ट पर 130 सेक्शन 135 ऑफ कंपनी एक्ट कहता है जिस कंपनी का नेटवर्थ 500 CR से ज्यादा है, जिस कंपनी का नेटवर्थ 500 CR से ज्यादा है उस पर CSR अप्लीकेबल है. या योर टर्नओवर एक्सीडिंग 1000 करोड़ और योर नेट प्रॉफिट एक्सीड 5 CR. ये तीनों में से कोई भी कंडीशन आपके पास अप्लीकेबल हो जाता है तो CSR इज अप्लीकेबल ऑन योर कंपनी. अब ये तो हो गया कंडीशन, लेकिन आप में से एक सवाल आना चाहिए या मे भी आ चुका होगा कि प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी या लिमिटेड कंपनी व्हाई दे विल स्पेंड मनी ऑन सोशल कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. द आंसर इज दैट कि एवरीथिंग कैन नॉट बी डन बाय गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट को जो करना था नहीं करना था उन्होंने कर रखा. नाउ गवर्नमेंट हैज शिफ्टेड दैट रिस्पांसिबिलिटी टू प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स आल्सो. यू आर अर्निंग फ्रॉम सोसाइटी, देन इट इज योर ड्यूटी टू रिटर्न सोसाइटी. सो उन्होंने एक CSR का क्लॉज लाया जहां पर ये रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगाया कि आपका नेटवर्थ या नेटवर्थ 500 करोड़ से ज्यादा हो या योर टर्नओवर एक्सीडिंग 1000 करोड़ और योर प्रॉफिट इज एक्सीडिंग 5 और मोर देन 5 CR, देन CSR आपके ऊपर अप्लीकेबल है और आपको CSR में पैसा देना होगा. नाउ क्वेश्चन, अब देना होगा तो कंपनी किसको देगी? ओके, तो कंपनी किसको देगी? देन इट इज द CSR. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एवरी कॉर्पोरेट हैज टू एस्टेब्लिश CSR कमिटी. CSR कमिटी में एटलीस्ट 3 डायरेक्टर होते हैं, 1 इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर होते हैं, एंड इन दिस CSR कमिटी यहाँ पर CSR पॉलिसी डिसाइड किया जाता है कि जो भी कंपनी काम कर रही है, जो भी प्रॉफिट अर्न हुआ, तो ये कौन कौन से एक्टिविटी में पैसा स्पेंड करेगी। लाइक इन CSR एटलीस्ट 2 और मोर % एवरेज प्रॉफिट ऑफ 3 इयर्स आपको CSR में देना है। ओके, तो CSR में कौन सी एक्टिविटी में देंगे, तो दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ, दैट इज द स्कोप ऑफ वर्क ऑफ द CSR कमिटी। सारे डायरेक्टर डिसाइड करते हैं कि मुझे एजुकेशन में देना है, मुझे नेचुरल कैलेमिटी में देना है, मुझे स्किल डेवलपमेंट में देना, मतलब जो भी आपका CSR पॉलिसी है ये CSR कमिटी डिसाइड करती है और वो बनाती है। देन अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि CSR कमिटी में इट हैज बीन टेकन डिसीजन कि वी विल स्पेंड मनी ऑन एजुकेशन, ये तो हो गया जी, ठीक है। 2% या 5% या 10% वॉट एवर द अमाउंट कंपनी वांट टू स्पेंड, ये भी डिसाइड हो गया। अब ये आता है कि ये खर्च कहाँ करेगा, किसको देना है। देन इट इज, यू कैन मेक टू गवर्नमेंट, you can give the private society under section 8 company or trust if it is eligible for CSR. And one thing ki company can spend own fund through company, मतलब कि खुद ही कुछ पार्ट में एलोकेट कर ले कि मुझे खर्च करना है और वो उस एक्टिविटी पर खर्च करे, तो इट विल बी आल्सो कंसीडर एज द CSR, पहला चीज। सेकेंड थिंग, देयर इज सम क्वेश्चन कि कोविड में अगर कोई कंपनी खर्च करती है कोविड-19 से रिलेटेड, तो वेदर इट विल बी एलिजिबल फॉर CSR और नॉट। तो एज पर नोटिफिकेशन गिवन बाय गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कहता है कि अगर आपने कोई भी पैसा कोविड-19 पर खर्च किया है तो that is the eligible for the CSR if it has been included in your CSR policy में include है तो acceptable है, allowed है। Now अब क्वेश्चन जो आता है कि as being the corporate, suppose that I am the corporate and I have to give some CSR fund to any society, any trust or any under section 8 company, तो कुछ प्री कंडीशन है, लाइक कम से कम वो 3 साल पुराना होना चाहिए, you must have 12A and 80G का रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, एंड उसका जो पर्पस है वो चैरिटेबल पर्पस होना चाहिए। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एनुअल फाइल होना चाहिए, लाइक बैलेंस शीट या जो फाइनल अकाउंट बोलते हैं वो फाइल होना चाहिए, इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल होना चाहिए, अदर एक्ट अप्लीकेबल ऑन यू लाइक ESI, PF या कोई भी एक्ट है जो आपके ऊपर अप्लीकेबल है वो पूरा का पूरा एक्ट फाइल होना चाहिए। अदरवाइज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कभी भी आपके रजिस्ट्रेशन को या आपके CSR स्टेटस को कैंसिल कर सकता है। लाइक एक NGO है, एक अंडर सेक्शन 8 कंपनी है जहां पर 20, 25, 50 स्टाफ है और वहां पर लेबर लॉ इज नॉट अप्लीकेबल, लाइक ESI और PF अप्लीकेबल नहीं हो रहा है, ट्रस्ट इज नॉट फाइलिंग, इन दैट सिनेरियो गवर्नमेंट कैन सस्पेंड द उसका जो स्टेटस है, CSR का स्टेटस है या ट्रस्ट का जो स्टेटस है वो कैंसिल कर सकती है। सो एटलीस्ट 3 साल होना चाहिए, 12A and 80G का रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, चैरिटेबल पर्पस होना चाहिए, वॉट एवर द एक्ट इज अप्लीकेबल ऑन दैट अंडर सेक्शन 8 कंपनी, ट्रस्ट, सोसाइटी, तो वहां पर आपके सारे रिटर्न वगैरह फाइल होने चाहिए। नाउ क्वेश्चन अराइज माइट बी पॉसिबल इन योर माइंड कि मनीष मैं अंडर सेक्शन 8 पर काम करूं, सोसाइटी पर काम करूं या ट्रस्ट पर काम करूं। अगर यू वांट टू टेक माय पर्सनल एडवाइस और प्रोफेशनल एडवाइस, आई विल सजेस्ट गो फॉर अंडर सेक्शन 8 कंपनी। रीजन इज दैट it is a visual to you, it is a visual to everyone. Suppose that I have given the one particular name ABC Foundation, that is the under section 8 company. For example, you can take the example Digigaon. So if you search in MCA site, you will find out ये बना कब था, who is the director, इसका बैलेंस शीट कितनी फाइल हुई है, लेकिन आई हैव गिवन द वन नेम ऑफ एनी सोसाइटी और ट्रस्ट। आप पब्लिक डोमेन पर यू कैन नॉट फाइंड आउट कि वो बना कब था, उसका बैलेंस शीट क्या कहता है। फॉर दैट यू हैव टू गो उस स्टेट का सोसाइटी में जाइए या ट्रस्ट में जाइए, फिर वहां से पेपर निकलवाइए या जो गवर्निंग बॉडी ऑफ दैट ट्रस्ट है वो आपको प्रोवाइड कर दे, तो यू हैव टू रिलाई। सो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया भी धीरे धीरे 3 to 4 years के बाद माइट बी पॉसिबल CSR के लिए सिर्फ अंडर सेक्शन 8 कंपनी को ही एलिजिबल रखेगा। ओके, नाउ अब क्वेश्चन उठता है कि अगर CSR आपने कंप्लाई नहीं किया, देन मिनिमम पेनल्टी द 50,000, मैक्सिमम इट कैन गो तो 5 लाख रुपीज, एंड इम्प्रिजमेंट इज आल्सो अप्लीकेबल। मे बी it can go only the monetary problem, मतलब कि मॉनेटरी इम्पोज हो सकता है या आपको इम्प्लीमेंट भी हो सकता है या दोनों हो सकता है। ठीक है, इसमें रिस्पॉन्सिबल हर वो डायरेक्टर, हर वो एम्प्लॉय होगा जो CSR इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है। नाउ क्वेश्चन इज दैट एक ए लिमिटेड कंपनी है, उनको एक साल में 1 करोड़ रुपया CSR में खर्च करना था। समहाउ उस कंपनी ने मात्र 80 लाख रुपीस खर्च किया, अब 20 लाख रुपीस अनस्पेंड हो गया। अब इसका क्या होगा? क्या ये कंपनी का रिजर्व में चला जाएगा या क्या गवर्नमेंट के रिजर्व में जाएगा या व्हाट विल हैपन? द गवर्नमेंट हैज कम विद द क्लेरिफिकेशन, आपका जो भी अनस्पेंड अमाउंट है दैट विल बी द कैरी फॉरवर्ड and will be available for the next project. Unspent amount will be carry forward and available for the next project, और आपको next project में वो amount expend करना है। लाइक 31 मार्च 22 में मुझे 1 CR स्पेंड करना था, लेकिन मैंने सिर्फ 80 लाख रुपए स्पेंड किया, और इस करंट ईयर में 2023 में अगेन मुझे 1 करोड़ 25 लाख स्पेंड करना है। तो दिस ईयर I have to spend 1.25 CR प्लस 20 लाख रुपए जो पहले का अनस्पेंड था वो टोटल मेरे को करना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज इट विल बी कंसीडर एज नॉन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन और नॉन कंप्लायंस ऑफ CSR, और वहां पर मॉनेटरी पेनल्टी या जो भी लग सकता है वो लग सकता है। ओके, अब ये पता कैसे चलेगा कि ये अनस्पेंड है या क्या है? देन फॉर दैट एवरी बोर्ड एनुअल रिपोर्ट में बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर ये डिस्क्लोज करते हैं कि आवर टोटल CSR लायबिलिटी ऑफ द 1 CR 2 CR 5 लाख 2 लाख व्हाटएवर द अमाउंट, और हमने इस पर इतना स्पेंड किया है, ये आपको डायरेक्टर रिपोर्ट में यू हैव टू डिस्क्लोज। ठीक है, या तो दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द CSR। अतुल जी और सर परमिट तो आई कैन डिस्कस द जनरल डोनेशन, और यू हैव द एनी क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू द CSR यू कैन आस्क टू मी।
या थैंक यू मनीष जी, आपने बहुत ही बढ़िया और अच्छी तरह एक्सप्लेन किया कि CSR किसको देना है, किसको लेना है, क्या क्या फॉर्मेलिटी है, क्या क्या अप्रूवल है, एवरीथिंग हैज बिकम वेरी क्लियर एंड वील सी इफ मोर क्वेश्चंस आर देयर। बट बिफोर दैट आई आल्सो लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट आवर वेरी सीनियर मिनोचा साहब। मिनोचा जी, आप कुछ 2 शब्द कहना चाहेंगे, क्योंकि आप हमसे जुड़े हुए हैं जब डिजिगांव की ट्रायल्स भी थी, और आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि आप USO फंड में रहे हो। अब जो USO फंड है, जैसे उसका देयर आर लॉ फॉर दैट, कैन दिस प्राइम मिनिस्टर स्कीम PM मनी कैन टैप इनटू USO फंड और नॉट, एंड इफ यस what way, because you have been there for quite long. Minocha sir, please unmute yourself.
Yes, I am unmuted and I have put my camera on also. Thank you, Gupta Saab, and thank you, Puri Saab, and let me also welcome my old colleague and a young colleague, Mr. R. Yadav, who happens to be chief guest today. Yes. And I am also a fan of him. He has also worked in USO Fund, so and we have worked together also. And when the this BharatNet project or NOFN was under initial stages, we had gone to Ajmer and visited some pilots, etc., and prayed for the success of this project. Anyway, so and let me also congratulate everyone on this Social Business Day. And hello Yadav Sahab, I can see your face. Yes. So acha, so now kudos and thanks to Gupta Sahab, for his continuous efforts. I am also a fan of his also, and fan of both Yadav Sahab and Gupta Sahab. And I understand Mr. Vivan Kumar also, he's our senior colleague. He's also one of the participants in this, like me. You asked a question regarding the USO fund. Yes, the funds are there now. Number one, they are meant for the rural, and they are the biggest challenge I understand in the PPP model. See, first of all, I'm not in very active touch, but I am in some touch with the flow of this BharatNet project. So last year it was put under PPP model by BNL and government, but the conditions were so demanding that no one participated. Now, what I understand that they are thinking of funding the entire thing, but when you treat the entire thing together in an integrated fashion, when I say entire thing, I mean the creation of the network, then operation of the network, means the capex, the opex, and utilization. See, uh, capex and opex have a meaning only when the the project gets utilized with end purpose. That's why Stephen Arcova says begin with the end in mind. So the end in mind is your people, the social responsibility, and to plug the digital divide. As we all know that more the digitalization increases in the areas of connected people, more the disadvantage to the have-nots. Now, USO fund is mulling over. Now it is a tight time, so I'll not be able to say anything firm on this. But definitely now, since they are thinking of breaking it into three parts: capex, the maintenance part, and creation, maintenance, and utilization. So in the under utilization, it seems to me we can tap the USO fund. Maybe little bit of tweaking of the rules may be required. I remember when we started dealing with NOFN, basically it started as a political project. Then we had to modify the Indian Telegraph rules so as to accommodate, otherwise, so as to accommodate the funding of the BBNL, especially a BBNL company under Section 45, I guess, was created, and the funds were, put at its disposal for earlier. The implementation was through licensed operators. BBNL was not a licensed company; it was a government company. Then it got a license subsequently. But original model was to, give money to the licensed operators whosoever asked for the least bid or incremental expenditure. But the rules were modified. So here, since I understand from the conversations I learned in this group today, the PM1E, it is, project is dear to the PM. So if minor tweaking of the rules is required, perhaps USF will be willing, Government of India will be willing to do it. So bit of interaction is required with them. So this is all I can answer about Gupta Saab's question of USF fund involvement and tapping the USF funds. It's a good idea. I appreciate this, and we should do it also. And you seem to be quite efficient in this. I have been observing your activities, sir, that you have passion, you have a drive, you have commitment, and you have people, committed people around you. Like I heard Mr. Priyan, Shah, and Manish Kumar ji, Atul Puri ji, and Yadava Saab's always mentoring is with all of us. So this gives us a kind of a brand or a confidence or a commitment. So I'm sure, and you by your nature, very you are social by your nature, Gupta Saab, and you meet people, meeting people, social, this, I mean, USF department, all other departments for that matter, and you conduct a webinar. So you are a well-known personality. So they would welcome you. So this is all I can say, and I wish this that you get sufficient funds for the USO area also. But just for my question's sake, sir, अभी आपको funds कहाँ से मिल रहे हैं? From the CSR only?
Yeah, Minocha Saab, first of all, thank you for your kind words and advice. Abhi, actually, I'm starting, as I told, bootstrapping. My starting point.
Bootstrapping.
अगर आपने शुरू किया होगा, अभी अपने फंड है वो जो 3F मैंने बोला, अभी सबको समझ भी आ गया होगा. 3F में family, friend
and fools.
तो अभी सिर्फ फैमिली का लगा है, अभी फ्रेंड्स से लेना है, फिर फूल्स से लेना है. तो पहले मैं यूएस फंड में जाना चाह रहा हूँ. यूएस फंड में जैसे आपने बताया बिल्कुल सही कहा. और आई विल आल्सो बी मीटिंग द न्यू USO fund administrator, Mr. Rao, who is also additional secretary, and उनको भी बताते हैं. अगर आपने सही बोला, अगर कुछ ट्वीक करना हुआ, क्योंकि पीएम का नाम जुड़ा हुआ है स्कीम से, सोशल है और प्रधानमंत्री जी का नाम जुड़ा है, तो
not only that,
चेंज भी करने पड़े तो वो करेंगे.
हाँ, they will do it, and not only that, it aligns with your NDCP 2018 as you yourself started.
Exactly, because उसमें जो बिल्कुल जो 3 मिलियन 30 लाख हॉटस्पॉट एनडीसीपी के थ्रू आने हैं, और एनडीसीपी का टारगेट जो 1 करोड़ होना था 2022 में, अभी तक 5 लाख ही हुआ.
Huge unfinished agenda is there. Huge unfinished agenda is there. The policy alignment. So it's a right point of resonance. You have to just tune it at the right frequency, and everybody will resonate together. That's my thinking.
No, thank you, Saab, for sparing your time and your words of advice, and we will also keep you in loop for whatever we do and need.
Surely, whatever little I can contribute for the social cause through even if through ideas, it is joy always.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Atul ji.
Thank you.
So, thank you all for sparing your valuable time. I think it calls for a photograph. So if all of you can just switch on the video, that'll be helpful, so that we click a photograph and we'll be able to share it. Minoja sir, if you can just adjust the camera, I think that'll be helpful.
I just thought I'll add a sentence. Would it be possible?
Sorry?
Can I add something to the conversation?
Sure.
You are most welcome, madam. Yeah, you are most welcome, actually.
Thank you.
And you will have the last word. You have the last word, madam.
Thank you.
Rest, everybody is talking about asking for money. You are the only one who's promising money.
Yeah. So I left a message in the chat box as well.
All right.
Good to see. Very interesting conversation for me. Having coming out of 3 decades of experience in the social sector, and I remember my first day in the social sector. Somebody told me, "Ke to jhole wale aa gaye hain, pata nahi kaam kaise karenge." So I think I really had to prove my mantle to the organization, and I think I was able to prove at the end of the day. And today, wherever I am, I must say I'm very happy. One thing that came up in all your discussions, you spoke about technology to the max. I think the Wi-Fi thing. I was also looking at there are almost 15 lakh self-help groups of women across India. So they should be probably one of your first beneficiaries. I mean, I personally feel a good beneficiary also, because for them, the microcredit loan system is actually an easier way to get into the system. And when you have these social enterprises on board, we also need to provide a market to them. I was just looking at your website and I felt that the market is easily available. You do have a market for them. I think that's one area I'm too interested to develop at this point of time. So at any point of time, if you need my help, I would be happy to give it.
Yeah, thank you, madam. And have you shared your details on the chat, madam, your contact details?
We'll take it from Manish.
Yes.
Manish, you would have it, right?
Yeah, I will provide the contact detail of there.
Yeah. So Satya, if you can please come in the frame, and we'll just take a print screen. There is a print screen up here.
Satya Saab, can you permit me a word to add to what you asked, And this is my thought is further triggered by Madam Jayashree's talk on self-help groups, In 2010-11, if I can recall the history, the USF had, started a pilot project, and there was a pilot project funds quota is always available. They, for self-help groups under the for gender women, it was started and it was inaugurated by the PM, Honorable PM, Mr. Manmohan Singh. So this may serve as a good input for you. There's a precedent available, so you can start take the pilot route as well.
Yes, thank you.
This is all.
Thank you, Minister Saab. Yeah, our all projects are actually pilot. We are calling them POC. Small projects we are creating under POC. I think you have given a great hint there. And POC can be funded without change in the law also, actually. The rules don't
Yes,
have
that
to...
is seventh. Let it be seventh P. Somebody added Puri Saab ne, I think,
6 P किया था,
P for
7
Puri
P आपका नहीं
Saab.
है.
P for people, somebody said, मैं शायद Puri Saab नहीं कहा था, और P for pilot.
Oh yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah, pilot. And one is proof of concept. तो 7 P हो गए अब. तो आज से इसको change करते हैं 7 P model. Yes.
और एक पापा भी चाहिए पीछे से सपोर्ट करे.
तो पापा तो फूल वालों में आ जाता है already आ जाता है. Yeah, I think that is a great hint, Minocha Saab, you are given. And now let's be ready for the photograph. I think all of you are there. Priyan ji, आपका वो video and Mr. Jaina का video.
Yeah, so I think we have already overshot our time.
Yes.
And we can spend maybe another 5 to 7 minutes for an open discussion. You may have some thoughts which you wanted to share and you've not been able to share. Maybe Gupta ji was able to overshadow.
No, I think you are right, Atul ji. We have our senior colleague Vipin ji there. Vipin ji, can you say a few words and unmute yourself and say a few words, because you are the most experienced among us and have been through all these things what Minocha ji was telling. So can you unmute yourself and say a few words? I think it's not.
And yes, or any thoughts that you have, something new that you picked
Today.
Something you have picked elsewhere and you want to share?
It was
I would like to.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Paul.
Madam Kevin. One thing I would just like to tell, and in like every domain, reliability of the system, as well as safety in investment and ROI, all these things are required. And myself being attached with both reliability and safety, I think I can give some help here by failure mode analysis, how the system may fail, what could be the loopholes and how to mitigate that thing. So there, I think some RAMS engineer help is also needed. And second thing, I would just tell that I have started one thing under IEEE. Actually, I have started to have a reliable and safe life of domestic women. So we are making some guidelines. Actually, I have deputed one director, Dr. Shanavai Arnikar, and my younger daughter. They're preparing the guidelines. And at the same time, I'm very happy to tell that in our Bengali club here, students from age of 7 to 13, they have presented one safety culture slideshow of about 61 slides, where every domain has been there, and it has been getting recognized by some persons. I would send it to Gupta sir also,
yes,
because safety is not only in industry, in domestic, in social, in every life, and safety must be, and reliability conception must be given to the school children, because you can't teach Tendulkar or Ganguly how to bat. You can teach only students from the young life. So I would like to get associated with this forum. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Jayashree ji, you were saying something. I think as Satya ji said that you would have the last word.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, everyone. I definitely don't want to have the last word, but I do want to, one of my mission is in probably in my life itself is to help someone who needs help. In the last 3 years, during COVID and post-COVID as well, I don't know how many proposals I would have prepared, how many fundraising decks I would have prepared. I never received even 1 rupee with commitment and without commitment. I've never felt bad about it. The reason is, if that can help somebody, somebody in the grassroots, and even one person gets help, I feel that yes, I've done my karma, and that's what I believe in totally. But when and I think one of the things that is always in my mind is to encourage not just women, especially disabled, anybody who needs help, to give them a road towards social enterprise. And that is something, a road, and I can feel it at this point of time, that people like you who are sitting on the other side today, you have the expertise to give. And I don't have the expertise to give. I can just help them to walk on the road. But that expertise comes from all of you. When you spoke about, Invest India, funding, crowdfunding, I can just send you the route. But there are people like, I heard Priyan Shah, and I felt that these are the people who can actually tell them how to, actually establish themselves in this community today. That's the need of the hour. They know where to earn their funding from, or and eat on a regular basis. It is not that they can go and sleep hungry, or they don't have the money to look after themselves, even when health pandemic comes like this. So I'm glad that I participated today, and thank you, Manish, for bringing me in here today.
All right, thanks a lot, Jayashree. So we look forward to work more closely with you, and we look forward to leverage your ability to write offers so that we can send more offers.
Sure, anytime. Happy to write.
Yeah. So I think there comes a stage in life where you want to start giving back.
Yeah.
And what we're here today is essentially to start looking at how we can give back. So those of you who are the youngest of all, do we have any octogenarian? No, we got septuagenarians, right?
No, Octo will not be there.
Octo will not be there. Okay. So we look forward to the septuagenarians to become octogenarians. All right. So that we keep on getting those kind of guidelines. Yes. All right. And let's look at building social business a viable enterprise so that it goes beyond a POC. It goes beyond, so somebody doesn't ask for a question, what is the validity of your business? What is the validity of your model? All right. With that, thanks a lot. We close the session for the day. And this time we met after 1 year. Let us not wait for 1 more year to meet up again. Let's meet more often and make a lot of valuable contribution during this year. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Great. Thank you, Atul ji.